These two. Plus those two. And then time start is... We new match, then start, yeah? Secretariat ready! Start when he throws, I guess. Okay. Time running! Har vi mikrofon? Ja. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this one and only matchup between BSI Ultimate's first team and La Bamba. With me in the commentator booth is Peter Broston. My name is Håkon Losda.
Hello, hello. I am excited to be here, Håkon.
Excellente. We just saw a silly throw by a BSI player. We're going to see a lot of those, you think?
I think so. That is one of their strongest suits. As a team, they're very, very good at the silly throws.
I see. In all seriousness, you see a pick call on the field. Matthew calls pick on person I really should know the name of. Lundgren, but I don't know his first name. Holmgren. I'm sorry. It's been too long.
Number 10, if you're following it around at home.
Yep. So, Edita with the disc. Edita to Holmgren. This is like the backbone of the team, is these two players. If you can stop those two players, you've done a lot. See Jorge here from BSI trying to keep up with Edita. Edita to Holmgren. BSI seem to be forcing middle.
It's an interesting tactic, yeah.
Interesting defensive tactic. Which forces the La Bamba team.
Oh, what a wonderful grab.
And a breakthrough.
Deep is too far, but with effort.
Nice.
Turnover.
We've seen a lot of these Swedes being willing to lay out more than most of the Norwegian players. Which might be our downfall in the end. There's a long throw from Matthew to Lars Olav.
And perfect. Up.
It's a really well-known. These two guys know each other really well. They've played a lot together. They both were on the national team that went to European Championships. So these guys have thrown a lot to each other.
I might say they have a very good connection deep.
Indeed. So that's 1-0. We should admit, Peter, that we're not completely unbiased in this game.
We are trying to be. We're trying our best.
But it has to be said that we are both BSI players.
Yes, for the other team, but yes, we participate in the BSI organization.
Yes. Here we see La Bamba playing it up the line. Marcus on defense. La Bamba struggling with this forced middle. No, it's not a forced middle.
I think they were just not
forcing correctly.
Yeah.
Well, that works too.
Going deep.
You see Camille here not being completely on point. La Bamba on the... Ooh, almost a kick out.
Yes.
Marcus with a tight D.
Nice dump. Instructions from the sideline.
Edita trying to communicate.
That is in.
So, I would like to see BSI be more ready for the up the line. It's only up the line passes. So if BSI can stop the up the line pass, La Bamba doesn't seem to have that much else going on.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a good job of taking away the deep pass, but those short ones, they seem to be struggling with.
I have been promised by the information sheet that we all had to fill out before the game that Edita is going to try to throw as many scubas as possible. We see her here pulling.
I expect
to see at least one scuba from her during this game, or I will be disappointed.
I think pull was a perfect opportunity for that.
Scuba pull. A bit of a miscommunication between I and Jorge. Holmgren with the disc.
That is in for number 2.
Number 10. So Holmgren scores. Very nice point there. You see a lot of the BSI players are having their first tournament. We have Lars Olav and Matthew, the guy in the golden shirt and the guy with the cap, who are well known on the blue team, I should say, that have played before. Other than that, everyone is having their first tournament on La Bamba, I believe they have 2 new players, although I don't have the information sheet, which I think is kind of sad.
That would be useful right about now.
Yes, but I believe they have at least 2 new players, and other than that, they have some more or less experienced players with them. So it's interesting to see how people will be able to use their experience.
What an excellent strike.
Milking that pass.
Woo.
Christopher just getting there. A little bit of a dodgy pass from Lazulov.
We are tied up at 2-2.
Nice. What a beautiful pass from Matthew. And a very nice read and milk from Lazulov. Oh, this pass, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever works.
Points speak louder than the pass itself.
That's true. So, Peter, let's assume that I made you Lord Emperor, Chief of La Bamba.
Oh, yes.
How would you make sure that they beat this dastardly BSI team?
That's a very good question. I would force forehand as much as possible. I think that's definitely one of our weaker throws is the forehand, at least from more of the new players. As we all know, myself included, being new to the sport, the forehand is definitely one of the harder throws to perfect.
Very nice pass here from Holmgren. We see it here in slow motion and replay. Matthew trying to stop the overhead, but that means Edita is way open down the line. Let's be there, BSI defense. Let's trust our force.
Yeah.
So it's currently 3-2 to the Swedish legends from La Bamba. The useless BSI players are struggling to keep up. No, wait. The super nice BSI players are struggling to keep up.
That's a good catch. It's a common misconception.
Let's see. No cuts. Kind of a...
Eye going deep.
Come on, Eye. I don't know what you think, but I think Eye's blue shirt is a bit too close or similar to the purple of La Bamba. To my mind, like she keeps looking like an evil player in my eyes. Oh, nice breakthrough there.
Yes.
You see BSI struggling to have a consistent force. Very nice try by Jorge. It's still no go, and it's 4-2 to La Bamba. I see the La Bamba team just capitalizing on the mistakes of the BSI team. The BSI team not able to have a proper force. They keep switching the direction. So for those at home who don't know, what we try to do in defense is we try to force the throw to only go to one side of the field. That way all the defenders who are out running can concentrate on that side. BSI keeps switching which side they force to, and that makes it oh, we see an isolation play. Lazula versus Edita. That's really difficult.
That's in for a score.
That is what do I call that? I mean, you should maybe not put a short lady like Edita on a very tall guy like Lazula.
That's a good tactic, yeah.
But Edita is one of the more experienced players on the team, so if they didn't play exactly isolation, it might have been a good call. Håll forsen! Håll forsen! Alle fokus på bara hålla forsen! Sorry, I got carried away.
No, it happens to the best of us. We can only be so impartial.
Well, Peter, you're relatively new to this game.
Yes.
How are you finding your first tournament? Oh,
I would like to say...
What a beautiful layout.
It could be better. For those that don't know, I injured myself about a week before the tournament, so it would be nice to have actually been able to play.
Nobody at home cares about you, Peter. You have to tell them about like how nice the setup is and how well organized it is.
Well, it really is very well set up. I love having multiple courts, and what a wonderful grab down the line.
What a play. Oh, is it stall out? Yes. So Holmgren got to 8. It's a stall out, and La Bamba get the disc on the corner of the end zone.
Right. But yes, having a live stream is, I mean, fantastic. It takes a lot of organization, and I think it is organized very well here.
It's a beauty. Oh.
Capitalization for La Bamba.
That means we have a 5-3 score. It's looking, I mean, it's not an unovercomable problem.
No, not at all. Only down 2.
But it would be hard to call this ideal. La Bamba is doing very, very well. They are playing calm when they can, and they're playing fast when they need to. I'm actually really impressed. They used to be, like 2-3 years ago, and this may sound like an asshole thing to say, but they were not great. So it's very, very cool to see a lot of these players have grown a lot, and yeah, it's fun to see that they're coming along.
Yes.
BSI playing through their 2 strong players.
Going deep to Trøndisk.
Very, very optimistic throw there from Matthew.
It's a nice deflection.
Let's see if we can have a point with a proper force for. That's good. Now he should be trapped on the line. Ore, come on. Yeah, good. Keep the force. Keep the force.
There we are.
Yeah,
and
see?
it seems to work out.
That works out for La Bamba, and Lazula picks up the disc. So not much happening down the field for BSI.
Little contact in the end zone, going deep to Lazula. Beautiful.
Being forced to score, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful score, but it also seems to be the only trick BSI can really capitalize on. I would really love them to see them include more of their players.
Their offense seems to lack a diversity, a dynamicness that La Bamba just seems to have right now.
Yeah. I mean, La Bamba also plays a lot through Adida, Holmgren, and the last handler that I would know if I had the information sheet, but the very handsome Swedish guy. So they play a lot through those 3, but they also include the entire team, which is really cool to see, and BSI, has to be said, doesn't at this moment.
They're relying a lot on that deep pass.
Oh, here we go. Coming down.
Coming out, almost
holding on with the disc.
Going to the opposite side, Trim in defense, and cannot.
Beautiful throw. That is a gorgeous throw. Where was the defense on Holmgren for that point? He's all alone, being able to throw wherever he wants.
When you give that handler that much time, only bad things happen.
Aye. Oh well. Very nice play. All props to La Bamba. What a beautiful throw. Again, we see them capitalizing on BSI not quite being where they need to be.
Disc is up and out.
Marcus picks up the disc. Marcus's first tournament, he was a disc golfer until September. It is now, what, October?
Yes,
Right.
It is.
So he's played for almost 2 months and having his first tournament here. Very, very cool to see.
Yes, he is actually quite the cook himself. He loves to bake.
Oh, hold that force, Camille. Hold the force. Oh.
Just off the fingertips.
You see here again and again, the La Bamba team are allowed to break the throws. See here, Marcus, you're not supposed to allow that pass. It's that pass you're trying to take away. Matthew now at the disc.
Going to I.
Goes to I, back to Matthew. Matthew tries his sneaky throws again. Marcus not as used to reading it as Los Olav is, so it doesn't quite go. Marcus now in defense. Bearded Swedish guy with the disc. braided hair Swedish person with the disc to Edita.
Well,
And handsome Swedish guy picks it off. No, wait, that's not handsome Swedish guy. Strangely handsome Swedish guy?
I like that. I like that designation.
I just want to be clear. It's not that bearded Swedish guy and braided Swedish lady are not handsome. It's just we need a signifier for everyone. And we don't have the information sheet. The score now 7-4 to La Bamba. How does BSI get back into this?
They need to calm down with the defense and play their jobs. They know what they need to do, and it's just a matter of executing. I think holding the force is the biggest thing that can quickly turn around this match.
I agree. I also think I would really like to see more cuts. I think the stack becomes very static for BSI. I want to see now if, let's get some quick cuts here from Trim and Lars Olav. Get open, there Lars Olav is. Don't do the long throw right away. We have plenty of time. Pass to Matthew. Trim needs to get open. It's interesting that La Bamba keeps putting Edita on Lars Olav. Which must be really difficult for Edita, but she is the most experienced player on the team, so maybe it is the correct move, even though she is, I have to say, 20 centimeters shorter?
Oh, that could be, yeah. But she is playing very well.
Very, very well. Here we see an almost collision, but a good read. Trim picks up the disc. It's a score, and it's 5-7 for La Bamba. Very well earned or deserved. Pull goes from Lars Olav. Number 54 gets to take it to the brick mark. Black-haired girl? I'm gonna go with black-haired girl. Alright, so black-haired girl is on La Bamba. That's handsome Swede. Handsome Swede to strangely handsome. Oh, and what a defense. Very nice defense by Jorge. That was almost a handsome Swede to strangely handsome Swede connection. But Jorge got in the way, and BSI lived to fight another day.
Quite the poet.
We need to get open here. Why? There's no movement. Nobody's open. Oh, Jorge gets it, but it's a difficult pass to Lars Olav. Isn't able to capitalize. And La Bamba in the offense. Bearded Swede to strangely handsome Swede. Almost went well, but just didn't. Disc leaves the hall. Says, I've had enough. I'm getting out of here. There's some good shows on Netflix right now. Lars Olav with the disc. Camille with the disc. Finally, someone cutting and getting open. Oh, but no capitalization. Strangely handsome Swede to black-haired girl. Black-haired Swede. I'm assuming everyone on this team is Swedish. Very, very nice connection.
Yeah.
So Peter, am I allowed to say handsome guy? Am I allowed to say cute girl? Or is that like...
I think as long as you can also say cute guy or handsome girl.
Oh, handsome girl is brilliant.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Sweet.
Yes.
It's 8-5 score. We have 10 minutes left. This is by no means unwinnable, but BSI really have to dig deep if they're going to get this going. And they have to get some cuts in.
I think right now they're a little lucky that it's only 8-5.
Yeah, this is... Trim, take it easy. Spend your time. Travel call.
They're calling a travel.
It's a travel call. It's a stoppage. It's a stoppage. Edita standing there making the call sign for what has to be 20 seconds. So Trim gets the disc back. He pulled his back foot So he got too far away from Edita. You could make the argument it didn't affect play, but still, it's not right. It's not how it's supposed to play, so I'm sorry. Zola picks it up to Matthew. And Matthew hits it. That's how we practiced.
I'll be right back. And that closes the gap 6-8. La Bamba up. It is not often that a commentator actually goes onto the field and gives a quick coaching lesson to one of the teams. I think for this situation, it is warranted. Now, Håkon, not to divulge any team secrets, but could you give us an idea of what you said to BSI?
I said, hold the force or running suicides till the break of dawn.
That is what we call motivation.
That's what we call stick. Some lead by carrot, I lead by stick. Come on! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to the people at home. Oh, braided hair girl almost gets a nice catch. Very nice pass.
And some sportsmanship helping her up.
Yo. Decent defense from BSI there. Let's see if they can convert. Oh, yeah, yeah. Wow. Yes.
And back to back, good
Very nice defense by Camille. She picks up the disc. Let's see what's going on here. Cuts. Nobody's getting open. Needs someone to go do a cut here.
They seem to be using a new type of offense, a stationary offense.
Some moves. Now La Bamba is having the wrong force.
What an effort on defense.
Oh, set it back up. Clear out. And there's no one to help Matthew.
Not as an unfortunate end to what could have been a promising drive there.
We need to get set up what we practiced. There was 4 people in the end zone. That's not what we practiced.
No.
Oh, a little bit of an unfortunate catch from Holmgren.
Concentration.
Matthew with the disc. It's going to go up the line. Nope. Camille with the disc to Matthew. And what's going on here?
What an effort.
Is she okay? That was a very nice layout.
So.
Her head is spinning.
Head injuries are never something to mess around with.
I think she just hit her back and then got the air knocked out of her, I hope. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of that play. No, yeah, well, so what happened was there's an injury call. Camille goes to sit down. Hopefully she's okay. Ai steps into the field. That means La Bamba is also allowed to switch. And we see Holmgren, the guy with the orange shorts on the sideline, holding his knee. That is not a good sign for La Bamba.
If he's been on that dive.
If he has a problem, that is actually a very big change in how good or bad La Bamba is.
And the tournament is still young.
Yeah. This game is also still relatively young. It's like in its 30s. Which I'd say is young. We have 20. No, we don't. We have 6 minutes plus left to play. BSI are down by 2 points. There are those who think that BSI should play better and win this. But if they want to, they have to shape up here.
Yes, they do.
So close. Those are some margin passes by La Bamba, and it's 9-6. So I will do the commentator's curse statement of saying it's over. It's not really over, but if I say that, I might jinx it so it becomes not over.
I like this, that the BSI team is resorting to superstition and, may we say, voodoo on the sideline to try and win this game.
It's not superstition. It's just, if you don't believe in yourself or whatever. So there's a South Park quote in there. Believe in yourselves and others will believe in you.
I will take your word for it.
Yo. I won't say who said it on the stream. Matthew with the disc here. There's 3 points left. Go deep. No, I don't want to get the disc in my head. It almost hit me.
Well, thankfully, all of this expensive-looking equipment was saved from any impact on the sideline.
Some of it. It hit the corner. And the commentator booth gets to weigh in. Hit the corner here. Oh, Edita with the disc.
2 quick fakes.
And Holmgren is open enough. Matthew trying to poach.
And he does not look
Come
like
on,
he's
Matthew, you can take it. Oh no, what are you doing? So find your force, guys. What? Trim has one force, Matthew has another. Up. It's 3.5 minutes remaining. La Bamba is up by 4 points. It has to be said, this is not looking good for our heroes from Bergen.
No, it is not, but everyone loves a comeback story.
That's true, and the Swedish menace might be getting tired. See, look at that playback. I mean, when you smile that much for a score, it's hard to hate you, even if you are Swedish. I kind of hope that girl is not Swedish, because that smile was just so genuine. You just gotta love people with that kind of attitude
you can really
towards
see
the game.
love of the game here.
Yo. We have Marcus with the disc. There's no cuts as per usual. Oh no! What? It's actually that play has a name. That's an American play.
That it is indeed. I would know all about those.
So an American play is when you take all your cutters, you tell them to run deep, and then you throw deep and hope for the best.
A Hail Mary, you might say.
No, it's called an American play.
Okay.
It's when it's not going to go well anyway, so you might as well try all you can.
Hope for the best.
So BSI should really be quicker on the line here if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah,
it's 7-3.
The clock is only against them right now.
Yo, time is not on their side. You see here Edita, Christopher defending, Holmgren with Matthew defending. I still can't see, now it's Jorge on brown-haired girl. To Holmgren, it's going to be high. Oh, Lars Olav calls it. The call is not in.
Out.
It is out.
Okay.
BSI get the disc back, and they get to live another day.
They need a quick turnaround here.
So let's see if they can actually do some cuts. Oof. There's a hand block from Bearded Swede. Very nice hand block. Edita picks up the disc. Holmgren is in the end zone. This can't go well. Oh, she's faking the scuba. I haven't seen a scuba from Edita, I think.
We are still waiting on that scuba.
Yeah. Bearded Swede. Marcus is on the defense. We have Edita with the disc. And Holmgren does a toe-in. Very, very nice. What is Matthew doing?
That is a very good question. I wish I could answer it.
All right. I was going to explain the Pagacap rules, but it doesn't seem like we're going to need them. Very, very nice play here from La Bamba. I have to say, I'm impressed. They're playing really well.
That they are.
A few mistakes here and there, but all in all. We can also tease the next game. Next game coming up on the stream is OSI versus Brickers. Now, as those of you who have watched Frisbee in Norway for a while know, Brickers is just old OSI players. So this is going to be the matchup of the century.
Yes.
Stay tuned after this for Brickers versus OSI. Lars Olav with the disc, bad communication with Camille, and there's nothing to do. 1 more minute of the game, 4-point lead. It might come back.
This is about as tough as a situation as any team can be in.
Oh, beautiful pass there by Handsome Swede. Very nice off the line by a black-haired girl, I'm sorry. Black-haired Swede. And what should be the last offense point for BSI is coming up. Can they at least redeem themselves by scoring a beautiful game this last point? A beautiful point this last something. Whatever. Words.
We understood.
Words. 10 seconds left of the game. So the buzzer is going to go in 5, but they're going to finish the point even still. So the point is going to be finished even if the time runs out. Pass to Lars Olav.
And it's a
Hammers in the ceiling. And the brickers on the sideline are very enthused. Lars Olav hammer through a hammer, and everyone is stoked. Edita with the disc. Lars Olav defending Holmgren, so let's see how they deal with this new setup. Oh, a little bit of an... Oh, Marcus, take your time. Take your time. There's no reason to throw long. Swing it. There it is. And a long throw. That's down. Sadly down. And Edita picks up the disc again. It's a relatively long Edita to Holmgren. Holmgren in the middle field. Brown-haired girl. Oh, and Jorge with his third defense of the day, or of the game.
Been playing well with the disc in the air.
Holmgren is too good on defense. Mark is a little bit inaccurate, and it's over. Matthew is signaling he's tired. He should be. He's been running like a champ.
Really has.
Although it didn't help much. Am I being too mean to the BSI team?
No. The suicides after this game will be mean.
I mean, we're not doing them till Monday. Up the line pass. Matthew is lazy in defense. And it's a score. La Bamba wins 13-7. BSI just can't convert and can't get any activity on their midfield. La Bamba being calm and collected. The next game is between the evil Brickers, who left their team to form a new one, and everyone's favorite, the students from Oslo student team. Stay tuned.